Hello, in today's episode we have Jay, 11-year-old from Korea. He speaks fluently English without living in an English-speaking country, and he will be sharing his secrets with his eloquence and outgoing personality. He will be also talking about the importance of having confidence in yourself, so stay tuned. So welcome everyone to a new episode of the Polyglot Journeys. Today I have a very special guest, Jay. Jay is from Korea. So Jay, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
I am from Korea. I'm 11 years old. And I came to Japan 1.5 years ago, living a nice life.
Living a nice life. So let me ask you something very difficult. If you could be an animal for a day, which one would you be and why?
Bird. Definitely bird.
A bird. Why is that?
A bird basically can fly around and eat stuff that you can see and then catch it.
Mm-hmm.
If it was an eagle, then you can catch a mouse or something like that.
So
Definitely, I want to see from a bird's eye view. The whole city will be so beautiful.
So you are Korean, but you speak very well English. But you have a very good pronunciation, and my wife and I already told you that. How did you learn English?
The first touch with me in English was from academy in town, and I don't know how, but for 4 years I studied there. Did the homeworks well, I guess, and keep studying there, and till the last moment I left Korea. I kept studying there, and I think that's one of the most things that I learned English from.
Mm-hmm.
The only academy. I didn't went to another academy. I just went there for 4 years. And then I came to Japan. I came to international school. I speak English in school with my teacher, with my friends, and now I'm here. So
you speak English even with your Japanese friends at school?
I can't speak Japanese.
You can't speak Japanese, so you have...
They're this level, and I'm this level, so the level is different.
Okay, so you always speak Japanese. So tell me a little bit about that. So you live in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Your mom and your dad, they are Korean.
Yeah.
And you go to an international school. At home you speak Korean. At school you speak English.
Yes.
And Japanese you are learning.
Yeah.
Right. So you learn at school, and also on the weekends you go to an academy to learn Japanese. From the three languages, which one is your favorite?
English, definitely.
Why?
Korean is familiar than English more, but I like English better because there's a title that even though you're Korean, you can speak another language, or you can speak 3 languages. That makes you feel good, and that makes you feel like you are a genius in learning languages. So I just like the title that you can speak English, and that's why English is favorite. English is my favorite.
English is your favorite. And do you have any favorite word in English?
Word I liked characteristic because it was one of my first hard-ish language that I first learned coming in 4th grade, and now I think best or genius maybe is my favorite word. Yeah.
Awesome. At home, do you teach languages to your mom or your dad?
I started teaching. It was just as usual. We listened to song in the car while we were going traveling or somewhere, and our favorite song is mostly English, and they were just hearing the rhythm, my mom and dad, and I told them what's the meaning of this line and everything about the song. And my mom and dad were really glad and happy. So I'm planning to teach them English with songs.
With songs?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Like, I would like to have a teacher like that for Japanese. Your personality, right? So you are very outgoing, right? And I think Chloe and myself, we have told you that you will be a entertainer probably in the future. Who did you get that from? Did you get that from your mom or from your dad?
I don't know. Well,
Or they are not like that?
they're definitely not like that. My mom is not that outgoing. I living with her 10 years, I don't think she's that much outgoing. And my dad, he's also not that.
You see yourself as being outgoing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that.
You like it? Yeah, you're always very, very welcoming. So you have a very, very nice personality. Are you still learning English?
Of course.
Tell me a little bit about that. So how do you go about it?
I go to academy. I changed it.
For English?
Yeah, for English. It's online, and because I'm in Japan, I must do it online.
So the academy is in Korea?
Yeah, it's in Korea. And all the other students are in Korea, but they're not offline. They're all online. And I think it's a bit hard, but I'm still enjoying it. Yeah, I'm still learning English. Like, Korean teaching style is really wanting to know about grammar and stuff, not free talking. You don't need to know how to speak it, but you need to know how the grammar works, how to find the answers. And I don't like
Just like that.
Yeah, I don't.
And how frequently do you do that?
Monday today and Friday.
So
Twice
twice a
a week.
week. At school as well? So at school all your
Yeah.
your subjects are in English? No?
Yes.
Do you use any apps beside that, like on your own, like Duolingo on the cell phone, or do you watch movies in English?
Yeah.
So what is your recommendation for movies?
Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy. I really like. Both are Marvel movies, but I think they are really good to learn English from. And the movie and the action scenes are very good too. So it's good to learn English as well as good to see it as a movie.
And do you use subtitles when you watch English movies?
That really helps. If you just hear it without knowing what that means, then it's really...
But so you use English subtitles or Korean subtitles?
Definitely English. And if you see a word that you don't know, then you change it to home language and see it again.
Okay.
Then change it
And then change it back to English.
Yeah, keep watching.
So do you do that a lot? A lot that you change? Awesome. That's a good tip for people that are learning languages. Next question for you. What do you like the most about being able to speak different languages?
The good thing about speaking English is that you can speak it in many countries. And if you order a McDonald's in France, then if you don't know French, then you can speak English, or England, or Canada, or US.
The US, Australia, right?
Yeah.
New Zealand, you can speak English. When you learn a language, what is the hardest part?
The hardest part is when you, example, English, when you don't know English that well, then you forget your home language. So you are in the middle of the both language, and you want to speak Korean, but you keep speaking English. And when you want to speak English, the Korean comes out. So, like,
it's difficult.
Yeah,
sometimes.
But if you learn English/Korean, then your home language, then it will be really, then you know both languages.
So, like, you dream about things in English or Korean?
When it's a dream about school, then I definitely dream in English and mostly Korean.
Mostly Korean. You dream in both languages.
Yeah.
So you remember? You remember what you?
Sometimes, but sometimes I don't.
Do you ever feel nervous about speaking English or Japanese?
Of course. There was a time once I needed to speak in front of a lot of people. In my school, often when because I'm outgoing, I go to participate in some parts where you speech in front of my grade, like my friends, and or if there's somebody who's coming into our school, like a visitor, then in front of them, as a host, I also speak a lot. And all those times you get nervous, but when you open your mouth, then the nervous goes away.
So, what is your favorite food from Korea or Japan or any other country?
From Japan, I really like sushi. I didn't like raw seafood, but nowadays I'm kind of enjoying it. And from US, I like instant food. US the history's not that long, so maybe the traditional food will be hamburger or pizza. Then I both like them. And from Korea, kimchi or kimchi soup. There are meats dish, and I really like them too.
Do you have any advice for people that are learning languages? Any advice that you will have for them to help them with their learning language journey?
If there's a chart of vocabularies, then maybe you can see it and see the part where it translates in your home language and keep reading, just reading it in your mind or out loud, and that will really help.
So repetition. Yeah. Repetition is the key. Let's talk about your aspirations, right, for the future. What would you like to do in the future?
Maybe I like teaching and I enjoy it, or I like speaking, so maybe I could be a person who speaks in front of all students and teaching stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to teach, but
yeah. Well, you're already teaching your parents to speak English a little bit with songs. So awesome. And do you think that speaking English will help you with that, or speaking Japanese will help you with that? Yeah. In what way?
If I want to be an English teacher, then English is the first thing that you need to be an English teacher. Yeah.
Are there any memorable experiences that you had because you were able to speak another language?
Yeah, coming to school.
Coming to school.
And also, there was a really terrible experience. When I was in the middle of Korean and English, my head kept buffering. Yeah, it doesn't.
You couldn't think. Yeah, and so you couldn't express what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is frightening. Yeah, I've been there. Are there any games or hobbies that help you improve your English speaking or your Japanese speaking skill?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Well, watching movies, right?
Yeah,
so watching movies, for example. But you said that playing games, you never play games in English.
Yeah.
Only Korean.
Sometimes if my tablet is in Korean, then some of the text in English will change into Korean, and that's a bit uncomfortable too, because if you just translate it then in Google Translator, then sometimes it's really confusing.
Understand. If you could have a conversation with anyone in any language, who would that person be and what would you talk about?
For now, there's a person in Korea. He's a really nice and legendary baseball player. He's called Lee Dae-ho, and I really admire him. He's like my role model, and I want to speak with him in Korean, like how he could be that pro baseball player.
So you like baseball?
I used to, but now when I came to Japan, the watching baseball thing got clicked out, so I can't watch baseball anymore on my phone or my tablet.
Oh, but I heard that you like sumo.
Yeah.
So do you watch that, obviously, in Japanese?
Yeah.
And do you understand?
Watching sumo a lot of times, even though I don't know what that kanji means, I can read it because I learned from my dad. My dad keep explaining that name you read like this or that. So now when I see the Chinese word, then I can speak.
Understand.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a superpower. If you could instantly learn any language, what language would be?
My first preference is French.
French.
Yeah. I want to visit Canada once, and Quebec in the east part, then they speak French very frequently. And when I want to go to Canada or France, then I think French is really, really important thing to eat.
Yeah, so definitely that is an awesome language. I can only understand a little bit. It's difficult for me to pronounce, but yeah, it's a awesome language. Anything else that you want to share with the people regarding language learning?
The key to learning is to have confidence. Do not get scared by thinking you are bad at this language or bad at learning, and just have confidence and try once. Yeah.
That's a very nice advice and tip because it gives confidence to many people. We talk about this in the past in this podcast, that the most important thing is just to try.
Yeah.
And to try to speak. Don't be afraid of saying, because that's the only way that you are going to use the language. So Jay, thank you very much. I'm sure I'm going to hear about you in the future when you're famous. So I'm going to make sure that you sign up a piece of paper as an autograph before you are famous, so that I can then hold my my autograph once you're famous. Thank you, Jay, for being here.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. And stay curious, stay happy, and don't forget to practice your languages and subscribe.